he was just always determined to be his own boss. That was his dream, and he had dreams of having a Salvadoran restaurant because of his favorite restaurants in El Salvador, you know.
Established in 2006, Ever Galdamez says his father, Endimo, with the help of his mother, Ana, opened Tesoro Beach. It puts together Mexican and Salvadorian tastes with years of experience in every dish. It's the restaurant of their dreams.
There's nothing like my mom or my dad did. The amount that she's been able to like be there and support my dad, I admire them both, to be honest. It's insane.
The two came from a small pueblo of Honduritas in Santa Ana, El Salvador. Entimo helped her to the States, and now she plays an important role, not only as a wife, but to the restaurant as well.
When she leaves, like we know the value she has to the business and to our family. Like it's insane, really. Like you said, backbone, man, for sure.
Ever completed his business administration degree at the U of A, expecting a corporate job, but is happy to join his parents' restaurant, now being inspired by his father's passion.
We'll close late night on the weekends, and he's like, hey man, voy a sazonar el chorizo. Voy a hacer la salsa de molcajete. Tengo que hacer esta salsa.
All to replicate the taste of back home.
And that's all because of, you know, what my grandma would make, what my aunts would make back at their homes, you know, whether if you want a caldo de gallina, a hen soup. He wants it to get it down, like, when a customer walks in through the door, he wants it to feel like, all right, you know, this is something that my mom will make, this is something that my aunt will make.
Like many restaurants, the pandemic brought difficult times for Tesoro Beach.
I get chills talking about pandemic. It was the start of something that we weren't experiencing, and people showed us endless love, and people were ordering soups, fajitas, you know. It wasn't like just saying, let me get a couple tamales, people were ordering for the whole family, and that's what helped us.
But now, better than ever, they see the area growing and bringing more opportunities.
Because I know we're just reaching like the foundation of what's to become Northwest Arkansas, Springdale on that note. So I think it's just like the beginning, to be honest.
And continue their traditions with passion.
I wouldn't say it's like important as a necessity, but I think it's just a fuel of passion out of love, you know. It's just like, we're gonna give it what we have and give it our all, you know, and it's just a matter of, you know, see what like God gives to us, like in those opportunities.
In Springdale, cubriendo noticias donde tú vives, José Carranza, 5 News.
It's just kind of like a popular traditional breakfast. It's called a desayuno tradicional. So whenever you talk about a traditional Salvadoran breakfast, you're talking about refried beans, Salvadoran crema, and your fresh queso fresco. And then it's up to the customer to decide how they want their eggs. You can do them al estilo rancheros, which is, you know, over medium, salsa ranchera, con chorizo, picados with scrambled with eggs. So in this case, I did the kind of like the tiered breakfast. So this one will be with casamiento, which is the whole beans with rice cooked together. Yeah. And then you'll get your queso fresco crema, and I'm gonna do huevos picados for you guys and some fried plantains. So that's just kind of what we're doing. And what you see here, these are the handmade tortillas. So these are like the Salvadoran tortillas. Usually, you know how the majority of the corn tortillas are thin, but you as a Salvadoreño, these are what we're used to right here. So they're just thicker, they're a little more filling, but they're fire. Usually this is a form of a spoon. You know how that got all my parents and all my family, even me at times, I never even grab a spoon. I just grab a tortilla and it's just like, we're eating with a plate. It's just, let's go, you know, démosle. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. Then after this, we're gonna get onto some pupusas. So after this, we'll throw some pupusas down, and then y'all see that process and how that goes. I'm telling you, she's pros, man. Pros like nothing. You'll see them just, it's just like, it's insane, it's absurd. But that's kind of what we're working with. And then there's other breakfasts that we do, like I said, we had corn tamales too. Then we can do those fried or on, you know, sancochadas, which is just boiled for the most part. But that's about it, man. This is just a big hit right here. Sunday morning, Saturday morning, people come in, start their days off, and they just want to get a nice little breakfast, man. Heck yeah. So right here, yeah, as you see, the plantains, they got to be ripe to a certain type. So otherwise, you'll fry it, but it'll still be hard. But once it's done a certain way, and you can usually tell when the peel is about black, you know, that's the right way. So you'll see, hopefully, I think this one was ripe enough. It'll be nice soft. As soon as you dip that fork in, it'll be right on the spot. And then you just get your regular eggs. This one's gonna be regular with veggies, and then this one's just gonna be with chorizo right here. So as you see, she cooks the veggies first and everything first, obviously, and then you'll get your eggs in. And then, oh yeah, it's all the good stuff right here, guys.
So for the plátanos, I mean, I remember my mom cooking these. It's almost like waiting for a banana to get ready for banana bread. So like just wait for
Great
it
point, yeah.
Like let it go past what you think it needs to get to.
The more the better, because like I have a lot of customers. They'll come in, and that's the first thing they ask, how ripe are your plátanos? And I'm like, okay, let me go check the box actually. And sometimes if I'm in my head, I'm thinking they're good to serve, but they'll be like, they're almost there. I'm like, all right, no, your customer's right, you know. So it's crazy.
I saw our little queso fresco and
Yeah.
crema over here.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about that. Like, how important, how different is that? So like, I mean, you go to the, Mexican store or wherever, they got so many cremas, so many quesos.
And
Let's talk about Salvadorian.
Okay, so pretty much, man, crema salvadoreña is just, it's hard to even compare it to like Mexico. I think it's kind of its own thing on its way. But I feel like it's just one of those things that you kind of just complement with everything, whether it's like sopa de frijol or just a regular meal. And same with the queso fresco, man. I feel like, I know there's also queso seco también, which we have 10% sometimes, but for sure, you're always gonna get your queso fresco and the crema salvadoreña, man. I feel like it's just that last touch that you need to give it that flavor, man, especially when you mix it all together and all that. Yeah, but yeah, no, man, it's just, anywhere you go, it's like a place that's salvadoreña, I feel like you're gonna need this for sure, 100%.
Frijoles, huevos, queso fresco.
Tortillas doradas.
That's it. And it's not too expensive to make either, A lot of people don't have a bunch of money. And so this is all they can have, and they just make the best out of what they have.
And I think it's great too, because it's just regular, real, raw food, so it's not like doing you any harm, it's not filling you or anything. You're just having a nice traditional regular meal, You're getting your protein, you're getting your dairy in, you're getting light carbs. I think you're getting a little bit of everything, man. So pupusas is the best-selling thing on our menu. As you see, this is kind of our mix. This is called revuelto. As you see, this right here will be done quick. And this is la revuelta, so you get bean, cheese, and pork. This is just the pork aspect of it, though. So there's a whole process behind it. So that's why when you go to different pupuserias, every pupusa has its own taste. So our process is tedious. And now, like I said, these are the pros. They know how to go on about it. And, like there's certain things we put in it, that's our secret.
Yeah.
But that's what you see right here. And as you see, she threw some pupusas down here. And on the weekends, man, this whole thing is full with pupusas. And it's crazy because I'll show you our menu here in a little bit. We have over, I think, about 13 different types of pupusas. So the fact that these ladies can, there's going to be 4 cheese, 2 bean and cheese, 2 mix, 2 spinach, 2 squash, 1 shrimp, 1 fish, 1 de chipilín, 1 de mora. They know where is what, and that's what's incredible. Now, it's funny because sometimes I'll serve them to the table and I'll serve them wrong because it's hard to tell, I'm like,
Yeah.
which was the bean and cheese one? And then, but that's on me, but that's what's crazy about it.
That's what comes with experience. I guess.
Experience, 100%. I'll get back here. I'll make 2 pupusas in about 3 minutes, and in 3 minutes they make 7.
We finally got our meal. And I mean, let's talk about this breakfast, because I feel like this is like that memory that you get out of just home.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, man. So pretty much what you guys got is a desayuno tradicional, and it's kind of loaded for the most part. So you get a little bit of plátano here, casamiento, you got a little bit of eggs with chorizo, and then as you see, you guys both got avocado, and you got queso fresco, and then the Salvadoran crema right there. So that's pretty much, and then this is the most important part, like I was mentioning to you earlier, the handmade tortillas. That's just like a form of, it's just like a great compliment to kind of any meal right there. So like you were saying, man, people come from a long day, or even if it's the start of their day, they just want that like home style food. So like you said, it gives that little sense of comfort, that little nostalgia feeling, like maybe it's a Sunday morning that you had with your family that you remember of, where everyone eats a great breakfast after a long Saturday, And so that's kind of what we whipped up for you guys today. And then obviously we had to get some pupusas in. This is the iconic pupusas that people hear about everywhere, So we did mixed pupusas for both of you guys, which is the bean, cheese, and pork. And obviously you gotta, get your salsa de tomate and curtido with it. And then you guys are washing it down. This is the traditional Salvadoran horchata. And then over here is the coconut one. So we constantly switch those out. So it's just got to wash it down with nice. And we try to keep the mix, like I'll show you the mix. Like it's got rice, ajojolín, like cacahuates. It's got a whole like mix that we filter, so it's real good, man. La semilla de moro, todo, everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, the funny thing is, I know there's people that don't like your food touching together, but it's almost like your food touching here is just gonna like make the food a lot better.
That's another good thing is like I feel like with like food like this, it needs to touch. Because like I said, the crema and queso is a complement to everything else. So it's like you're gonna it's popular with the plátano, you're gonna dip it in the crema. You know, where you get a bite of the casamiento, you get a bite of the eggs, you gotta get a bite of the queso fresco. Alrighty, cool. Now I want some avocado, so it's like, all right, let me get a bite of that, you know. So and then like he's doing it with the tortilla. I'm telling you, man, that's how it is. We get the tortilla and it's just like who cares, you know? We're eating. So yeah, that's awesome. So definitely, what you think, man?
Yeah, this is insane. This is like so good.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had the bananas before.
The plátano?
Yeah, no, it's sweet. It's good though. Like I said, it's something you don't expect. And you see how your fork like digs into that? That's because that's how the plantain needs to be. And that's what we were talking about earlier. If it's not ripe enough, that's the first thing a customer will tell you. They'll be like, you have any more that are more ripe in the back? So yeah, no, honestly, yeah, those plátanos look fire. That's the way it should be right there.
This is just home.
Dog, I'm gonna be a regular. I'm coming back.
No, yeah, definitely,
When I
guys.
like food, I'll like only eat that food.
No, man, that's it's been awesome. Yeah, a lot of customers. I try to like they'll come for pupusas, and then I'll try to like, you know, because if they're new, I don't want to like bombard them with the menu because there's over 273 things on there. So it's just like, all right, let's start off easy, which we usually start with pupusas, and then they'll start coming more and more. All right, cool. Now I've gained their trust. You want to try breakfast? All right, they try breakfast. They're like, wow. They gain more of my trust. Try bistec ranchero. They're like, all right, what's that? Then I'm like, just trust me. Cool. All right, now let me get camarones al quesillo. And like, you know, just try to build it. Because I'm telling you, this is just like, we're barely reaching the foundation of what we have to offer on our menu for sure.